Yes, yes, yes. What is good, my people? Welcome back to Computer Music Academy's weekly homework podcast. I'm your host, Tashir Rasay. Thank you for watching and thank you for listening. Welcome to week 109 of the weekly homework assignment / podcast. Shout out to my man, Black Monk, for that intro, for using that for the last couple of weeks, and we'll be moving on to something new next week. This week, what are we doing? Well, we've been doing this for a while now, and thank you if you've been with us from day one or year one, or if you only been with us for a couple of weeks. We appreciate you. But one of my favorite things to do is honor, pay tribute, homage, if you will, to some of the great musicians who have inspired us and inspired people that we are inspired by. And we've done a number of people, from Herbie Hancock, Bob James, James Brown, a few others I can't think of off the top. But, I always want to continue this tradition, because if you don't know where you're from, you don't know where you're going, in my opinion. And I always like to pay homage to people, especially if they're still here. So this week, it gives me great pleasure to present 3 submissions from the crew honoring the man, the legend himself, the great Al Green. Dude has a ridiculous catalog. And a lot of us were conceived to his music, let's be real. Or at least led up to the conception of us, I should say. But yeah, I definitely reached out to the people and said, let's do this. Let's honor the great Al Green. And we're going to kick things off with my man in Amsterdam, Black Monk. Let's go. Yes, Black Monk turning in for episode number 109. I gotta be honest, I have no idea what that was all about. I have zero idea because he didn't leave me any notes at all. It just said, number 109. And I know I said, the way these tributes work is that you can actually, of course, obviously, you can use, some of the people's music, chop it up and turn it into something new and, go from there. But you also have the option of making what I would think would be, in this particular case, an Al Green-esque track. And, you always have that option to go with the sample or the organic type stuff. And to be very honest, I can't say, it's definitely not a chop track, a sampling track. And I can't actually say that this is his interpretation of an Al Green track. I really can't say that. I'm going to be very honest because I don't have any notes to confirm that. But I will say the track is nice. It has a nice feel to it, a nice groove. I like the instruments he used. I like the different, a couple of different sequences and drops, fill-ins and whatnot. Sounded very good, very cool, very different for Monk. From what I have heard from him since he's been at CMA, it's a little different. So I will give him credit for that, but I'm not 100% sure if this is supposed to be for this particular assignment or not. But I will say I do like the beat. It does sound good. Keep it going, my man. All right, moving on to my man down in South Carolina, DJ Nocturnal. Let's go. DJ Nocturnal doing his thing using Eli's song, one of the more, I would say, obscure or rare songs by Al Green. It doesn't normally come up. When somebody says I'm about to throw on some Al Green, I gotta be honest, I never think of Eli's song. I gotta be real. there's a bunch of other ones ahead of that, but that was his interpretation using that song. I gotta be honest, I don't know how I feel about this one. This is okay, especially for Locke. This is okay. He's definitely done a lot better with source material in the past. The thing that it's like that I think it says that the part where it says Eli in the beginning, and it ran all the way through the entire first part of the beat as the drums came in and then the bass and all the way up to a minute. And I gotta be real, at a minute I was burnt out of that part. I never like vocal parts. I'm just speaking from I'm not speaking as Tashir to do the lead CMA. I'm speaking as a fan of music. I never like parts that just loop and loop and loop and loop, vocal parts. And it's just saying the exact same thing over and over and over. I was burnt out at a minute, just being very honest. But then it actually switched up to spend my day drinking, spend my day across town. But actually, I like that part when it got there. I think it was around the 150 when it got to that part, because he actually brought samples closer together, but he used them in a different way between, let's say, like a minute and a minute 25. And then came back with the hook. Again, I got burnt out. And then to spend my day drinking, spend my day across town, that actually brought it back for me in the end. But I don't know. It's this Locke brings it. And this particular time, not saying he didn't bring it. I just felt he could have done a lot better with the source material, or maybe just pick another song. I don't know what the circumstances was. Maybe he got too far in and was just like, all right, we'll skip it. I don't have a lot of time. Let me just finish it. And you know what? I respect that. I do. But yeah, I know he's going to bring it after he hears this podcast, and I may get an email from him. I know next week is going to be like, okay, Tashir, I got you, bro. I got you. Hold on. But definitely good effort on the track in general. And again, just participating. We don't always hit. Lord knows I know. Sometimes I go through, I'll do like 5 bangers in a row, and the 6th, 7th, and 8th is just, so yeah, shout out to Locke for that. And now, finishing off this Al Green tribute is our man, Sho-Nuff. Let's go.
Now the old folks told me there would be dark roads ahead, and today I'm a witness there was truth in what they said. Though there were times I could not see, I knew if I could make it through the night, joy would be waiting for me. The sun comes up, everything will be alright. When the sun comes up, everything will be alright. My brothers and my sisters, won't you lend an ear? You may be looking at a path that doesn't seem so clear. Don't be discouraged and don't be dismayed. Know that you can make it through. So here's a few words I'd like to share with you. When the sun comes up, everything will be alright. The sun
This guy right here. Come on, man. God. Jeez. Sho-Nuff closing out week 109 of the weekly homework assignment / podcast. Jeez, OP. What can we say about that joint, man? God. Okay, so obviously he went the more organic route, trying to emulate an Al Green track, and it's one of it's a very stripped down track, so to speak. Whether it's stripped down in the sense of an Al Green track or it's stripped down in the sense of what we normally get from Sho, it's a stripped down track, but I think that's its strength, especially when Sho is singing throughout the entire track. And let's not even get to that yet. But I love what he did with this. It's the slow, kind of draggy, but it still has a nice groove and somewhat of a hop to it. You know how Al Green music is. Doesn't matter what tempo it is. It has a certain, almost like a drag, something like that. But it definitely has that. This dude got bass. He has live guitar. And then he has the organ. He really went there with that organ in the background. I want to say it's a Hammond, because I believe that's what they use on Al Green's tracks, is a Hammond organ. I want to say that's what it is, or at least that's what it was, in a patch that emulated a Hammond, but pretty damn good, bro. Not the exact one that's in his tracks, but an excellent choice of organs, straight up. I love the usage of that when it actually kicks in, and it does have a nice little tremolo going on. Adds a nice little stereo, chorus, I would say, chorus effect going on with it as well. And then this dude's lyrics. Dude, okay, we all know now. If you've been paying attention to the last, what I would say, 6 months, 6 months of the podcast. That's as long as Sho has been with us. This dude sings or raps or speaks on his track in some way every week. His voice is represented, and his voice is ill to begin with. But then when he actually sits down and sings to you, and then what he sings about, it's that it again, he went there with the Al Green type content, not necessarily gospel, even though Al went more gospel in his later years, but I would definitely say spiritual, uplifting, you know what I'm saying? Encouraging. I really, really, really appreciate that about Sho in general, because that's the type of dude that he is. The times that we've actually had a chance to just really kick it. But putting those tones and notes and feelings into this song, and I don't want to tell you, but I feel like I should. Well, that's not I don't want to tell you. I don't know if I should tell you or if I should not. That he actually recorded this whole thing, and he did all his edits and his mixing and everything, and then the computer crashed on him. Like, oh no. So he had to go back and do that again. But man, this track is dope. Sho, you are the man. You are a genius, sir. Thank you for being a part of what we do. Thank you for being a member. So shout out to Sho, shout out to DJ Nocturnal, and shout out to Black Monk. And shout out to you, the watcher, the listener, the people that support us every single week. If you would like to be a part of what we do over at Computer Music Academy, it's very simple. Come on over to computermusicacademy.com and join us. Again, it is that simple. I'm done for the week. Enjoy the rest of your week, and I will talk to you next time. See ya.